I never thought a simple tune I hummed to my little girl under the vast Montana skies would end up blasting from every radio in the West. My name's Jack Harlan, and I live on a small ranch outside Bozeman, where the mountains meet the plains in a way that makes you feel both tiny and alive. It's just me and my daughter, Lily, who's 6 now. Her mom skipped out when Lily was 2, chasing some dream in California that didn't include us. Left me to juggle cattle drives, guitar lessons for extra cash, and being the only parent she'd ever need. That morning started like any other. I was frying up eggs and bacon in our cozy kitchen, the kind with wooden beams and a view of the Rockies out the window. Lily was coloring at the table, her crayons scratching away at a picture of horses. The local country station was on, and the DJ's drawl cut through the sizzle. And hold on to your hats, folks, this one's been riding high on the charts for 8 weeks straight. Western Starlight by Cody Rivers. This heartfelt ballad's got folks from Seattle to Denver tearing up. The guitar intro hit, soft and melodic, like a gentle breeze over the prairies. Then the lyrics, shine on, Western Star, through the long Montana night. Daddy's right here watchin', holdin' you so tight. My fork clattered to the floor. That was my song. Every chord, every word. I'd written it 3 years back during those rough nights when Lily was having nightmares after her mom left. I'd sit on the porch swing with my old Gibson, strumming it to calm her down. It worked wonders. She'd drift off peaceful, her little head on my shoulder. I'd recorded it on my phone and posted it to an online songwriters group, looking for tips from other folks in the biz. Never dreamed it'd get lifted. But there it was. Cody Rivers, the king of modern country, with his sold-out arenas and platinum albums, singing it like he'd poured his soul into it. My hands shook as I turned off the stove. "Dad, the eggs are smokin'," Lily said, looking up with those big blue eyes. "I'm good, darlin'. Just thinkin'." But I wasn't. I was furious. Cody Rivers had turned my personal lullaby into a mega hit, probably racking in millions while I scraped by on ranch work and weekend gigs at honky-tonks in Billings. After dropping Lily at her kindergarten, I headed to the library in town, diving into copyright laws. Turns out, Western Starlight wasn't just big, it was everywhere. Commercials for trucks, movie trailers, even a TV show about frontier life. Estimates online pegged Rivers' earnings at over $25 million from streams, sales, and licenses. I had proof, the dated phone recording, handwritten lyrics in my journal, feedback from the forum folks. But suing a star like him? In the West, we handle things ourselves, but this was big league. I called around to lawyers in Helena and Missoula. Most laughed me off. Going after Cody Rivers? Good luck, cowboy. Fees were sky high, more than my yearly hay budget. Finally, I found Sarah Klein, a sharp entertainment attorney in Bozeman who'd take it on contingency. "Jack," she said in her office, overlooking the Gallatin River, "your evidence is rock solid. The melody's identical. Lyrics too. We can prove prior creation." But she warned me, Rivers has sharks for lawyers. They'll bury us in motions, drag it out years. And the media? They'll dig into your life, your ex, your finances. You ready for that rodeo? I thought of Lily, our leaky roof, the college fund I couldn't fill. What choice do I got? That song's ours. It could set us up right. We filed the suit quietly, claiming copyright infringement under federal law. No state quirks in Montana would change that core fight. As Sarah built the case, I endured hearing my tune everywhere. Gas stations in Livingston, diners in Butte, even at the rodeo grounds. Each time, it stung like a branding iron. That lullaby was my promise to Lily, that no matter the storms rolling in from the mountains, I'd be her shelter. Lily started to skin questions. Dad, that song on the radio, it's like the one you sing me. I'd force a grin. Sure sounds familiar. Don't it? I didn't want her knowing the ugly side yet. By summer's end, as kindergarten loomed, we were still waiting on a court date. These things mosey along slow, Sarah said. But Lily was buzzing with excitement about big kid school. She'd grown tough, like the wildflowers pushing through Montana soil. On her first day, I walked her to the classroom in our small-town school, where kids wore boots and talked about riding ponies. Will I make friends? Dad, she asked, clutching my hand. You bet. Lil cowgirl. You're the kindest kid around. And she did. Soon, she was jabbering about classmates, her teacher, MS Thompson, and especially one boy, Wyatt. He's quiet. Dad. Sits alone sometimes. Looks sad. But he's nice. We shared crayons. That evening, tucking her in under her quilt, she said, MS Thompson told me Wyatt's mom went to heaven. That's why he's quiet. I told him my mom went away too, but not to heaven, just far. My throat tightened. Lily didn't mention her mom much, but the hurt lingered. What did he say? He said maybe our moms are out riding horses together somewhere. Being friends like us. Kids, and their wisdom, it hit me hard. Over weeks, Wyatt became her constant topic. They ate lunch together, played tag at recess, read books side by side. MS Thompson called. Lily's brought Wyatt out of a shell. He's been struggling since his mom passed 9 months back. Your girl's a real light for him. Proud didn't cover it. In October, the invite came, a playdate at Wyatt's. Please, Dad? Wyatt's dad said we can roast marshmallows and watch stars. I paused. Knew little about the family, just that it was a single dad like me. Gotta talk to his pa first. That night, I called the number from school. Hello. The voice was deep, familiar, like I'd heard it on the radio. This is Jack Harlan, Lily's dad. Heard about the playdate. Jack. Great to hear from ya. Wyatt can't stop talking about Lily. She's been a godsend.
I'm Cody.
By the way, Cody Rivers. My world tilted. Cody Rivers, the man I'd sued, the thief of my song, was raising my daughter's best friend. The phone felt like a hot coal in my hand. Cody Rivers, live and breathing on the line, sounding like any old dad from the ranchlands. Not the slick Nashville export I'd pictured, with his chart-topping hits and private jets. Mr. Harlan, you there? He asked, his tone warm. No hint of the arrogance I'd built up in my head.
Yeah. Sorry. Just.
Caught off guard. Lily's thrilled about the playdate. Wyatt too. Why don't you bring her over Friday evening? Meet the place. Make sure it's all good. He gave an address in the upscale outskirts of Bozeman, where celebrities hid out in log mansions amid the pines. And Jack, thanks for raising such a kind kid. Wyatt's had it rough. Lily's friendships pulled him through. I hung up, staring at the wall of our modest cabin, the one with creaky floors and a wood stove that barely kept the winter chill out. The man I'd demonized was just like me, a widower fighting to keep his boy afloat. But that didn't erase the theft. My song had padded his pockets while I pawned gear to pay bills. I called Sarah immediately. This changes nothing, she said firmly. Legally, it's still infringement. But personally, tread careful. Any contact could complicate things. Friday rolled in with a crisp autumn wind rattling the aspens. Lily bounced in the truck seat as we drove to River Spread. It wasn't just a house. It was a ranch estate, acres of fenced pasture, a barn bigger than my whole property, and a lodge-style home glowing under the setting sun.
Wow. Dad.
It's like a cowboy castle, Lily gasped. The gate swung open, and we pulled up. Cody opened the door himself, no butler. Just a guy in faded jeans, boots, and a flannel shirt. Up close, he looked worn, lines around his eyes. A shadow of stubble. Not the polished icon from album covers. "Jack. Good to meet ya," he said, shaking my hand firm, like a rancher sealin' a deal. "And you must be Lily, the famous artist Wyatt raves about." She giggled shyly. "Mr. Rivers. Call me Cody, darlin'." "Wyatt, Lily's here." A boy darted down the stairs, mini Cody, with tousled hair and a tentative smile. "Lily, come see my room. I got model horses." They vanished upstairs, leaving us adults in the expansive kitchen. All granite and views of the Absarka Range. Silence hung heavy as Cody poured coffee. "Something stronger?" "Beer." "Coffee's fine." He handed me a mug. His hands steady, but eyes tired. "Jack. I gotta ask straight. Are you the Jack Harlan who wrote Western Starlight?" My jaw clenched.
How?
Wyatt mentioned Lily knows every word. Hums it just like the original. And your reaction on the phone. Pieced it together. He sat across, leaning forward. "I ain't here to deny it. But my lawyers kill me for saying this. It's a story you need to hear." My anger flared, but curiosity won. "Spill it." Cody sighed deep, like unburdening a lifetime. 9 months back, my wife passed, car wreck on I-90, slipping on black ice. Wyatt was shattered. Wouldn't sleep. Barely ate. Nightmares every night. I was losing him.
Jack.
Desperate. I scoured online for anything lullabies. Kids' tunes. Found her post on that forum. Ranch lullaby for Lily. No contact. No copyright tag. Just this raw recording that hit me like a freight train. I listened, the steam from my coffee rising like ghosts. Played it for Wyatt that night. First peaceful sleep in weeks. Became our ritual. I'd sing along eventually. Recorded my version just for us. Never meant for the world. Then how'd it hit the airwaves? My manager stumbled on the file. Thought it was new material. Sent it to the label. By the time I caught wind, they were gearing up for release. I should have stopped it, but his voice cracked. Wyatt heard I wrote it for him. First smile since the funeral. He was proud.
Jack.
It gave him something to hold on to. An accident? Come on. A mistake. One I regret every day. Tried tracking you down, but the forum handle was JH Rancher. Could have been anyone in the West. Hired folks to search, but nothing. I set my mug down hard. Meanwhile, you're touring stadiums, cashing checks for my words. I can barely keep the lights on. Tears welled in his eyes. I know. And I'm sorry, truly. Want to make it right. Credit, royalties, all yours. Before I could respond, the kids bounded in, faces flushed.
Dad.
We built a fort. Wyatt beamed. Seeing him light up, so like Lily, softened something in me. Stay for supper?
Cody asked.
Burgers on the grill? The kids pleaded. All right. Dinner was odd, sitting at a table overlooking pastures. Eden with a star. But Cody was just a dad, cutting Wyatt's food, wiping spills, listening to school tales. After, as kids played, we stepped onto the deck under a star-studded sky. Jack. My team's dropping the fight. You win, deserve it. Just like that.
Yeah.
But one ask, tell Wyatt together? He thinks I wrote it for him. Truthful, crush him. Lookin' at the kids through the window. Logan over games. I nodded slow. When you sing it to him, what do you say it means? That even in the darkest nights, love's watchin' over ya. You're never alone. Same as I tell Lily. We watched in silence. The Montana wind whisperin' through pines. Maybe this wasn't black and white. Over weeks, Cody and I met, lawyers hashed details, but we talked as dads. Shared stories of loss. Late nights. The guilt of failin' our kids. Sarah pushed for max settlement. But I started seeing gray areas. Federal copyright law was clear. I owned it. But intent mattered, his wasn't malice. Just grief. Lily and Wyatt's bond grew. Playdates turned weekly. One night, tucking Lily in, she said,
Dad.
Wyatt's happier now. And you seem less worried. Kids notice everything. As winter snow blanketed the Montana valleys, my lawsuit against Cody Rivers simmered like a pot on a back burner. Sarah Klein, my lawyer, was pushin' hard, depositions lined up, experts analyzing the tracks note for note. We've got 'em. Jack, she'd say over coffee in her office. The Bridger Mountains loom in outside. Substantial similarity under copyright law. No fair use defense sticks, it's commercial through and through. But meetin' Cody changed the flavor. He wasn't the villain I'd painted. He was a mirror, another widower wrestlin' with fatherhood in the wide-open West. We started coordinating playdates regular. Lily and Wyatt inseparable. Cody's ranch became a second home. Kids riding ponies in the corral. Building snow forts. While we dads shared beers by the fire pit. How'd you get into music? He asked one evening. Stars twinklin' overhead. Grew up herdin' cattle near Red Lodge. Guitar was my escape, wrote songs about the land, the losses.
He nodded. Me?
Nashville grind, but roots in Wyoming. Lost my way till Wyatt. Talk turned to the song. I ain't proud.
Jack.
Shoulda credited you from the jump. Legally, we were adversaries, but personally, bonds form quick in these parts, where neighbors help through blizzards. Sarah warned, no off-record deals could void contingency. But I couldn't ignore the human side. One weekend, a storm hit hard, power out at my place. Cody called, come over, generators running. We bunked there, kids thrilled. That night, Wyatt had a nightmare, screaming about his mom. Cody rushed in, humming my lullaby soft. Shine on, Western Star. It calmed him instant.
Seeing that,
my resolve cracked. Next morning, over pancakes, Cody confessed more. Label pushed the release hard, said it showed my vulnerable side. I was drowning in grief. Didn't fight. Why not pull it later? Wyatt's therapist said the song anchored him. Thought I was his hero for writing it. I sighed. Understandable. But it cost me. We agreed. Settle fair. But keep Wyatt shielded. Court date loomed in federal court.
Helena.
Media sniffed it out. Headlines like local rancher sues country king over hit tune. Paparazzi hovered. But in Bozeman, folks sided with me. That's our Jack, fightin' the bigwigs. Lily overheard whispers at school.
Dad.
Why's everyone talkin' about your song? I knelt. Some folks borrow without a skin. But we're sortin' it. Her eyes wide. Like sharing toys? Wyatt shares with me. Kids' logic simple, profound. Playdates continued. One turned into a campout in Cody's barn. As they roasted s'mores, Wyatt said, my dad wrote that song for me after Mom left. Makes me feel safe. Lily beamed. My dad wrote it first, for me. Maybe they wrote it together. The innocence floored us. Later, Cody and I walked the fence line. She's onto something. What if we spin it that way? Co-credit. Legally dicey, but humane. Sarah balked. Alters the claim. Could weaken damages. But I pushed. Want resolution. Not ruin. We negotiated. Cody admitted infringement. Paid back royalties plus interest, $10 million. Enough to secure the ranch. Lily's future. But we added a twist. Public statement Callan at a collaboration born of shared pain.
No villain.
Just two dads united. Media ate it up. Rivals to partners. The heart behind. Western Starlight. Press conference in Bozeman. Cody and I side by side. Jack's song healed my boy, he said. Honored to share it. I added. Music's for sharin', not stealin'. But forgiveness mends fences. Backlash was mild, some called it a cop-out. But most saw the heart. With settlement signed, clear under U.S. Copyright Act. No ambiguities, tensiones. Cody invited us for Thanksgiving. His spread decked in lights. Turkey from local farms. Kids carved pumpkins late. Logan. Over pie. He said, Jack. Let's make more. Songs for kids fasten loss. Western style. Rootsy. The idea sparked. An album? Proceeds to charities for single parents in the West. We brainstormed. Tunes about prairie storms passin'. Stars Guade in home. First session in his home studio, me on guitar, him harmonizin'. Felt right. Like mendin' a broken saddle. Lily and Wyatt helped, bangin' on drums. One night, recordin' a new verse, Wyatt asked, Dads, did you really write the song together? We exchanged glances. Started with Jack for Lily, Cody said. Then I added for you. Team effort. Wyatt grinned. Cool. Like best friends. The lesson crept in slow. Revenge burns hot. But understandin' cools it. In the West, we know grudges don't help survive winters. Spring thawed the Montana snows, bringing green to the valleys and new life to our unexpected partnership. Cody and I dove into the album. Prairie Lullabies, recording in his studio overlooking the Madison River. Tracks poured out. One 'bout losin' a parent like a lost calf in the herd. Another 'bout finned-in strength in the wide skies. We wove Western idioms, riding out storms. Ropin' dreams, making it feel like home. Legally, everything was buttoned up. Sarah ensured co-ownership agreements. Royalties split fair. With clauses protecting originals. No loopholes. Cody's label handled distribution. But we vetoed any hype twist in the story. Media faded. Folks moved on to the next scandal. But personally, bonds deepened. Cody joined me on ranch chores, helping mend fences. Even Brandon calves. Never done this real, he'd laugh. Sweatin' in the sun.
Nashville suftanaya.
Kids thrived. Lily and Wyatt, now siblings in spirit, spent summers explorin', fishin' in streams, campin' under stars. One evening by a bonfire, Lily asked, Dad, why'd Cody take your song? I paused, pokin' the flames. He was huttin'. Darlin'. Needed it for Wyatt. Like I needed it for you. So Sharon helped. Yeah. Sometimes holding on tight blinds you to bigger pictures. Album dropped midsummer. Hidden charts quiet but steady. Reviews praised. Authentic Western heart. Heals more than entertains. Proceeds funded scholarships for orphaned kids in rural states. Wyoming. Idaho. Montana. Letters flooded. A mom in Cheyenne wrote how a truck soothed her son after a farm accident. A dad in Missoula said it bridged his divorce grief. But not all smooth. Old resentments bubbled. At a local gig, a fan cornered me. "You let Rivers off easy. Should have taken him for all." I shrugged. Money ain't everything. Gained a friend. Internally, doubts nagged. Had I sold out? Cody sensed it during a session. Regrets.
Nah.
Just wondering if justice got served. Justice ain't always a courtroom win. Sometimes it's mercy. Turning Point came at a charity concert in Billings, us performing live. Crowd of ranchers, families, even some stars. We sang Western Starlight duet style. Voices blending like Rivers' Mare Jen. Wyatt and Lily joined for the chorus. Their small voices pure. Applause thundered. A critic called it redemption in harmony. After, a young widow approached. "Your story gave me hope. Lost my husband. Your songs helped my kids sleep." That sealed it. The song's journey mattered more than ownership. We expanded, workshops for aspiring songwriters in small towns. Teaching copyright basics alongside creativity. Protect your work, I'd say. But share your heart. Lesson light but clear. Empathy turns enemies to allies. In the West, where isolation breeds toughness, it reminded us community's key. By fall, our families meshed. Thanksgiving at my ranch smaller, but warmer. Cody brought fancy fixins. I provided venison. Kids planned adventures. Over whiskey, Cody said, "Never thought a mistake to lead here. Life's like a trail ride, twists, but view's worth it." As another Montana winter approached, prairie lullabies went gold.
But the real gold was the lives touched.
We toured modest, acoustic sets in barns, community halls across the West. From Jackson Hole to Spokane, families shared stories. A boy in Boise finned in solace after foster care. A girl in Reno hummin' our tunes through chemo. Each tale reinforced the lesson music, like kindness, multiplies when shared. Cody and I evolved the partnership. Co-wrote a book, Songs from the Saddle, Healing Through Harmony, blending memoirs with tips for parents. Royalties built a foundation supporting rural mental health, therapists on wheels for remote ranches. Legally, we modeled transparency, public seminars on intellectual property, stress and registration. I now filed every scribble with the Copyright Office. Kids grew, Lily 7, Wyatt 8. Their friendship anchored us. One snowy night, power flickering, we gathered round the fire. Wyatt asked, "Dads, what if you never met?" Cody chuckled. "I'd still be lost." I added, "And I'd be bitter." But Sharon, that song taught us, holding grudges is like riding backward. You miss the horizon. Endon came full circle at the CMA Awards, nominated for collaboration. We didn't win, but standing on stage with kids, accepting a special humanitarian nod, felt bigger. This started with a mistake, I said in my speech, but ended in mercy. Lesson? Look beyond the theft, see the need. In the West, we help our neighbors, even unlikely ones. Back home, tucking Lily in, she whispered, "Dad, I'm glad you forgave. Now we got a bigger family." Me too, darling. As I sang the lullaby, now ours together, I realized the humane path wasn't weakness, it was strength. Revenge might satisfy short, but redemption lasts. And in that, we found our true Western starlight.